Yard. Brings up second.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
Carson.
And Oliver able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's got Burton here. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Now Brown. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. Commanding the offense will be the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen.
And, of course, it's been mentioned all week in the run-up to the game, but guess what? We're going to say it again. Normally the number 2 seed, they get to sit at home and watch this game because they would have gotten an open week, a bye week, and gotten ready to play in the next one. But now they have to play the number 7 seed, and we know that's a danger.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. DeForest Buckner never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Another try after the first down sack. Allen, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Allen's pass.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Tackle made back.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now an option play on 2nd down.
38-yard line.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
The ball carrier.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Not much there, only a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Wentz going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Complete to Jonathan Taylor. A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd.
They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move, as that gives him a 1st down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
Shotgun now for Wentz. This one into the hands of Burton. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30.
Now Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Into the red zone. Wentz eluding the press. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Ed Oliver, his 2nd sack of the night.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wentz, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line.
Wentz's pass.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's
Throwing now is Wentz. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
touchdown
From 8 yards out. And the Colts are going to take a 1st quarter lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now back out comes the offense. And, of course, you wondered who would be that team this year to get the number 2 seed because, remember, as we all know in the past, they'd be home on the couch right now getting ready for the divisional round.
That is an excellent point. Instead now, they're playing for their playoff lives, and they can't worry about the idea that, well, in the past, we wouldn't be playing this weekend. The bottom line is, as the number 2 seed, you do have to play. The good thing, you have the home field advantage. They need to go ahead.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of...
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. A.J. Epinesa in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Push him back. Push him back.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, that's into the hands of Pascal. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To throw is Wentz. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Ed Oliver bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Blankenship on for the field goal. A 41-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
Makes the score Colts 10, Bills nothing.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And Beasley with it over the middle.
Allen's pass.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. Sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down, Colts.
The give to Taylor. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup.
Taylor.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. This one out left to the tight end Burton.
Wentz is
and he is going to have a Colts first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
First down.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Blankenship out for the point after.
Extra point.
He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
The left side caught by Diggs.
complete.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Allen's going to keep it on the option. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
He's tackled.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Allen going to give the Singletary on the option. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Singletary.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Allen now looks to throw, and that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run the option left. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Julian
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. Allen hit. He lost the football. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27. A great return there of 22 yards.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
It's a gain of 7.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Wentz now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Ed Oliver make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
To Jonathan Taylor. A gain of 9 brings up
throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. He gets this into the hands of Taylor.
Wentz's pass.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, That may loosen up the defense.
Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Wentz. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. He connected on his first, this from 41. Blankenship's kick is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0.
Bills nothing.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this wildcard Saturday is at halftime. We'll get back to you two in just a second. But first, let's remind everyone what we've got coming up in tomorrow's action in the AFC. We've got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns matching up against the LA Chargers. As for our game, it has been very one-sided in that first half. But you can't take anything for granted in playoff football, as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
The Bills send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Colts take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Working from the gun, Wentz.
To go.
And that will be incomplete.
Wentz's pass, intended for Zach Pascal, incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
From the gun, it's Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs.
Allen's pass. Complete.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Now Allen. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
At the 19-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Darius Leonard. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Got four down.
Allen's throw is complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Cole Beasley, 29 yards. And the Bills cut into that lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Check, 59. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
T.Y. Hilton. A gain of 12.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Check, tight right.
They go to the ground again with Taylor.
3 down.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Wynn's going to try and throw on 3rd. And Pascal's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
And
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Right there. You better be afraid of me.
On 1st down, Wentz. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
he's brought down by Tre'Davious White. A gain of 8 yards. And it's 3rd.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up.
Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Bills are going to get the football back. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
That catch good for only a couple. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Here's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch.
Allen's pass.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
pass.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Now Allen, got to have this one. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Back. 180.
59.
I got him.
Mike's 50.
They'll run on first down. Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Taylor.
At the 19-yard line.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Stay with us.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Escaping the pressure, diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Colts 28, Bills 7. Rodrigo.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They are most likely staring at a cold end of their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
To the air, Allen. Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
Allen.
No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Devin Singletary. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36.
Operating from the gun, Allen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again, Allen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 43. A good pickup there of 20 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Four down, four down, four down.
And again, it's Allen. And Beasley with it over the middle.
That's another.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Beasley.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
At the 24-yard line.
Now Allen again. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Grover Stewart. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to this.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Intercepted by the Colts.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They have bucked the trend so far. A sterling performance to this point, on the road no less in the wild card round, and they look to finish things off here in this 4th quarter. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike.
They run once more with Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
48-yard line. A gain of 19 yards. First down, Colts.
Here we go. 180.
Sometimes you need a fold.
Tonight's final score.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.